Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Submachine gun seized in Westmoreland, 3 arrested. The police are reporting the seizure of a Beretta submachine gun in Chantilly, Westmoreland this morning. 3 persons were taken into custody. The operation was carried out by members of the Lottery Scam Task Force, the Westmoreland Police, and members of the military. Suspected lottery scammers arrested in St. Anne. Several suspected lottery scammers have been arrested in Horton Estate in Party, St. Anne. The operation was conducted by a team comprising of police personnel from the St. Anne Division, the Criminal Investigations Branch, and the Proactive Investigations Unit. Members of the military also gave support. The police say criminals who were hiding in gated communities will be apprehended as they continue to target guns, gangs, and gunmen. 2 wards of the state apprehended in St. James. 2 wards of the state who escaped from a group home were apprehended by the police in Retirement Granville, St. James on Wednesday night. A male shopkeeper who was found in the company of the wards was arrested and charged with harboring a child on a fit person order. Police resources were activated shortly after 9 p.m. when they received information from the Child Protection and Family Services agencies that the 2 wards of states were at a location in St. James. The police say intelligence was gathered and it led to a team at a broad shop at the community about 9:30 p.m. where the girls were found in the company of a man. The girls were taken into safe custody and will be placed before the family court. The man was arrested. 1 of 3 alleged St. Catherine goat thieves granted bail. 3 men who were held with goats in St. Catherine have been charged with unlawful possession of property and failure to produce an agricultural certificate. Those charged are Leonard Wood, Kemar Kura, and Dermot Campbell, all of Guys Hill District in the parish. When the trio appeared in St. Catherine Parish Court on Wednesday, Wood was granted $80,000 bail with surety. However, his co-accused were denied bail. The court was told that Campbell and Kura were on bail for similar offenses when the incident occurred. They were ordered to return to court on March 17. Allegations are that on January 29, a police was on patrol in Guys Hill in St. Catherine when a Toyota Axio motor car driven by Kura was stopped and checked. The police reported saw 3 goats on the back seat of the vehicle, and the men failed to proper accountability of the animals. They were arrested. Guard shot while attempting to escape from Melcalf Street Remand Center. A ward at the Melcalf Street Secure Juvenile Remand Center was shot by security personnel at the facility. The Department of Correctional Services said that the ward was shot while attempting to escape. The injured ward was taken to hospital for treatment. The department said he was one of 2 wards who attempted to abscond from the facility. It said that an assistant staff officer assigned to the institution reported that at approximately 5:45 a.m., the wards broke out of their dormitories. The department further reported that 1 ward was caught on the compound while the other made his way over the wall. It said that shots were fired by the sentry officers and the ward was wounded. According to the department, a police team nearby was alerted by the shots fired and later found the ward on the ground with a gunshot wound. He was escorted to a public hospital for treatment. The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom has been informed and an investigation has been launched into the attempted escape. The department said further details will be provided. Alleged Pathways killer further remanded until March 4. Murder accused Andre Ruddock, who is charged for the cutting of the throat of a woman during an alleged church ritual in St. James, has been evaluated by the forensic psychologist and is to return to court March 4th. Ruddock, who appeared in court remotely, was further remanded. The findings are to be outlined when the matter is called up and will dictate the judicial proceedings. I am in receipt of the report. It will require some time to go through it, Anthony Williams, one of the attorneys representing Ruddock, reported. Reporters understand that the court register has also been issued a copy. Williams said 6 new statements were served on the defense today. The Crown outlined that 3 more statements are to be served on the defense by Monday, February 14. The court was also told that a ballistic report and post-mortem report are outstanding. Ruddock is charged with the murder of 39-year-old Tanika Gardner during the October 17 alleged sacrificial ritual at the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in St. James. The matter has caught international attention since last October. Kevin Simmet, now deceased leader of Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries, died in a 3-vehicle collision on October 25th, along with Constable Orlando Irons. On the fateful night, Ruddock was reportedly called up by Archangel Gabriel and, along with other men, handed knives and commanded them to cut Gardner's throat. It is alleged that only Ruddock carried out on Simmet's order, as the other men declined. Gardner was laid to rest on January 19. National identification cards to be rolled out this year. The government is expected to this year begin rollout of the national identification cards as part of its push for the digital transformation of Jamaica. It coincides with the country's 68th year of independence and is being touted as a critical milestone in the adaptation of digital technologies to improve services and businesses. Prime Minister Andrew Holness last month recalled Floyd Green to the cabinet to serve as Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister, with responsibility for establishing the National Identification System needs. Governor General Sir Patrick Allen, in delivering his throne speech during this morning's ceremonial opening of Parliament, said the coronavirus pandemic has highlighted the importance of establishing the unique identity of each Jamaican to provide efficient, timely and targeted services by the government. He said with the passage of the National Identification and Register Act last year, the implementation of NIDS is now fully underway. This is a critical milestone in our digital transformation. In this our 68th year, we will pass the associated regulations for the Act and issue our first national identification cards, he said. The Bank of Jamaica is expected to follow on with the rollout of the digital Jamaican dollars after a successful pilot in 2021. Allen said it should serve as a foundation of the country's digital payments architecture and will facilitate greater financial inclusion and increase velocity while reducing the cost of banking for Jamaicans. The move forms part of Jamaica's transformation to a digital economy and comes against the backdrop of the National Broadband Initiative, which aims to enhance access and connectivity. It is a strategy by the government to achieve universal broadband access, with data showing fixed broadband penetration at 11.65% and mobile penetration at 59.76%. Hit the road, George. Wright left unwelcome as opposition MPs march. George Wright, the controversial Westmoreland Central Member of Parliament, was left stone-faced this morning after opposition legislators declared him unwelcome to march with them along Duke Street. The parliamentarians were heading from the south end of Duke Street towards Garden House for the ceremonial opening of Parliament when he spotted by the St. Andrew West MP Anthony Hilton. George Hilton said, alerting his colleagues to Wright's presence among the party. At that time, members of the Jamaica Labour Party, from which Wright resigned under controversial circumstances last year, were making their way to Garden House from the opposite end of Duke Street. "Why are you walking with us? You're not PNP," opposition leader Mark Golding in reference to the People's National Party, for which he is the president. "It's a direct disrespect. It's send them send you if you can't do this," Golding exclaimed. Opposition Senator Peter Bunting and St. Andrew South Eastern MP Julian Robinson then sought to encourage Wright to walk on his own. A stubborn Wright stood for a few seconds, but as soon as opposition MPs walk off, Wright would not be left behind. In March 2020, Wright resigned as a JLP member but remained as MP for Westmoreland Central. It follows a viral video in which a man was seen hitting a woman with a stool. Wright has not denied that he was the man in the video. However, both he and his partner Tanisha Singh decided against pressing charges in the matter, which have been reported to the police, although no supporting statement was provided. 152 additional COVID-19 cases, 2 more fatalities. Jamaica on Wednesday recorded 152 additional COVID-19 infections, pushing the tally to 126,589. Of the new cases, 82 are women and 70 are men, with ages ranging from 4 months and 95 years. A total of 2,201 tests were conducted. The country's positivity rate is now at 14.9%. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 53, St. Catherine 26, St. James 16, Clarendon 12, Westmoreland 10, St. Elizabeth 8, Manchester 8, St. Thomas 7, Trelawney 4, Portland 3, Hanover 2, St. Mary 2, and St. Anne 1. Meanwhile, 2 more deaths were being recorded, increasing the tally to 2,708. The deceased are a 79-year-old man from Clarendon and a 75-year-old male from Trelawney. 2 more cases have been recorded as coincidental deaths, bringing the tally to 212. And 6 more fatalities are under investigation, moving the figure to 411. In the meantime, there were 242 more recoveries, increasing the total to 72,219. Some 394 persons are in hospital, with 84 being moderately ill, 50 severely ill, and 12 critically ill. 14,854 persons are at home in quarantine. NWC to undertake 26 water supply projects across Jamaica. The National Water Commission, NWC, has embarked on a $150 million in its 2022-2023 budget for 26 projects that will see improved access to portable water to communities across Jamaica. Addressing Wednesday's official opening at the NWC's newly renovated Customer Care Office at Belvin Avenue in Montego Bay, St. James, the Commission's President Mark Barnett refrained from naming any of the targeted communities under the initiative. For this year, we have about 26 small projects that we are going to undertake right across the island, and these will involve both replacement and extension of supply to rural communities. It is really part of the whole process of improving access to portable water, said Barnett. At the same time, the NWC boss urged customers to treat their water supply responsibly, as he said that the organization intends to do away with the practice of writing off unpaid bills. He also urged residents to consider how their actions can benefit the water company. Barnett's announcement came shortly after Homer Davis, Member of Parliament for St. James Southern, complained that rural communities tend to be overlooked in terms of regular water supply. Davis also noted that he had written to the NWC in relation to the issue and called for the water company to give St. James a full and consistent supply of the precious commodity. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.